May is upon us, and for the next 30 days, I am going to be building some habits to enter my rich girl era. And so if you are interested in doing the same, then I highly suggest you subscribe. The first habit that I am going to be obtaining and building is to tidy my space. Now, it seems very slight, very small, very insignificant, but what I have noticed is that rich women are very focused on maintaining their space and keeping a tidy space. And what I believe it helps you do is it helps you really keep a clear mind. You're not distracted, you're not scattered, you feel very put together, you feel calm, you feel collected. And when your space is tidy, that just really feeds into that collected nature of a rich woman. And when I say tidy my space, I don't just mean like making sure everything is picked up. I mean actually cleaning your space, making sure that your floors are vacuumed, making sure that your bathroom is clean and wiped down, just taking the extra step to make sure that your space is presentable, make sure your space is clean, make sure your space just looks nice. It's the same thing as look good, feel good. When you are in a space that looks good and that is nice and that feels good, then you feel good and you are able to better tackle your day, better tackle your tasks, and have a more productive day. I also believe that rich women really believe in the power of presentation, and not just for other people. I think that there's a lot of power in presenting your space well to yourself, because when you like your space and you are in a space that you really enjoy and that you love and that is well taken care of and well kept, then you just feel like a higher version of yourself. The second habit that I'm going to start building is that I'm going to start keeping better track of my finances. It is so easy to keep track of everything, to budget something, and then just forget about it altogether and just start doing whatever and spending your money wherever. What I've noticed is that while rich women are not obsessed over their money and rich women aren't constantly worrying about how much they have and yada, 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 rich women do keep track of their finances. They know where they are. They are aware of their financial status. They know what their budget is. They know how much money they have. And so that helps them not spend too much. It helps them know what they have and what they have to spend and what they are able to purchase, what they are able to invest in. And so this month I am really going to take on and build the habit of, okay, I spent this money. I'm going to enter that into my budgeting system. I have an Excel sheet that I keep track of my money. So I'm going to enter that in so I know how much I have now. So that way I can stay on budget, and that allows me to progress my financial status. No matter how much money you make, if you are able to keep track of your spending and keep track of where the money is going, you are going to be in a much better place financially. And this whole money habit sort of has two parts. And the second part is that I'm going to be focusing more on making more money. A lot of times we try to focus on decreasing our expenses, which, yes, obviously, if you are spending more than you have, then you need to decrease your spending. What I have noticed a lot of rich women focus on is simply making more money, finding new ways to make money, finding easier ways to make money, finding new income streams that they can build into their lives. And so for me, I'm going to be focusing a lot more on making more money. And wherever I am spending more than I have, I'm going to make those adjustments, obviously. But I'm also going to invest time into, okay, how can I make more money? In what areas can I make more money? Is it simply that I put more money in my savings account so that way it's generating more interest? Or is it that I find a new income stream that I can easily put together and start building up? Or is there a current income stream that I can improve and grow? How can you start making more money? What can you do to start making more money this month to embody and live into that rich girl era? Because when it comes to money, rich women do not have a scarcity mindset. They do not think that they have too little. They do not think, oh, I just don't have enough. That's not what they think. They know what they have, and then they grow off of that. They think that there's always more money. They think that there's always plenty of opportunity to make more money. And they find creative ways to make more money. And so to embody the rich girl era, it is only natural that you obviously, number one, know how much money you have, but number two, that you are finding new ways to make more money. And that doesn't just mean, oh, I got a new job. It doesn't just mean, oh, I'm building a business. It's finding creative ways to do it, finding passive ways to do it, finding ways that you can be making money that just sort of naturally play out, that sort of naturally bring money towards you. And then the last habit that I'm going to be building into my life is reading. I've noticed in my life that I've experienced the most growth, the most improvement, and the most shift in my mindset, the most shift in my action, the most shift in how I feel and what's happening in my life. I've found that I experience the most growth when I am reading a book or listening to a book or doing something with a book, consuming some kind of information. And so I've sort of started listening to more books on Spotify. They do have audiobooks on Spotify. And also just looking into different books that I would like to get from the library to sort of add to my rotation. While there are obviously some books out there that it's like, man, I really don't agree with this, I'm not enjoying this, there are other books out there that they really do bring a lot of value to your life, whether it's that it helps you learn how to do something in particular, whether it builds a skill set and builds a mindset, whether it really helps you look at things differently. Whatever it is, reading a book really opens your mind to something new. And I think it's really easy to get into the habit of, oh, I just listen to music, or oh, I'm just watching TV, or oh, I'm just doing this, and filling your mind with stuff that doesn't really help to improve you. But what I have found is that when I am reading a book and I am when I'm allowing myself to learn and I'm allowing myself to grow and I'm looking for growth and looking for improvement, that is when I really start to see a lot of shifts in my life, and I see a lot of change in my life, and I see my life starting to improve instead of just staying the same. Books allow me to actually make the active changes that I need to make and want to make in order to improve my life, in order to improve the status of my life. And if we're trying to embody this rich girl era and this rich girl persona, then we're going to have to make changes to our life, because we're going to assume that we're not there yet. We're starting from ground zero. Okay, whether that's that you're living somewhere you don't want to live, you're not making the amount of money you want to live, you just don't live the lifestyle you want to live, whatever it is, we're starting from ground zero. And so reading books, what those will help you do is help you build the action steps that you need to take and want to take to start moving towards that rich girl lifestyle that you desire to live, whatever that might look like. Now, no habit video is complete without figuring out what you are going to take out of your life, because if you're going to introduce new things into your life, then you obviously need to take out some of the old that is getting in the way of the new stuff that you're trying to introduce into your daily lifestyle. So for me, the first thing that I am quitting it's not really very physical, but what I'm going to be quitting is quick decisions. Now, obviously, if a quick decision is necessary, then you need to make a quick decision. But what I have noticed about many wealthy women, rich women, whatever it is, successful women, is that they make their decisions very carefully and very slowly. They are not quick to make a decision. They do not make very rash and unthought out decisions. They are very intentional about the things that they do and what they are doing with their life, with their time, with their money. They are very careful with their life. And when it comes to making a decision, they do not take that lightly. Whenever it comes to, what I'm going to be creating, what I'm going to be spending my time on, what I'm going to invest in, what I'm going to make my priority, what my goal is, they do not make a quick decision. Whenever it's big, whenever it's small, they are very careful. They are very intentional. They give attention to the details. And so for me, what I have found is that a lot of times I just get into this habit of, just like making a quick decision. I get some kind of burr inside of me that it's like, I'll just do this and I'll just do that. And so I start flitting around. Okay, and what I've noticed is that wealthy women do not flit. Wealthy women do not flit around doing all these little tiny things. No, they are very focused on one purpose, one thing. They are very careful with their time. And when it comes to, oh, I'm going to make a change or I'm going to adjust something in my life, they take very careful and intentional steps to do that. Okay, they are not quick to make a decision. They are not quick to make a change until they know that it's right. And when they are in the middle of a project, they are very careful with every single step. They are very intentional with every single step. Everything is meant to be where it is. She does not make quick decisions. Okay, if the moment requires a quick decision, she is capable of it. But in general, she is not going to choose the quick decision. She's going to do her research. She's going to invest time in making the decision that is right, in making the decision where it's like, this is correct. Okay, whether it's what her home and what her space looks like, or whether it's what she's investing her money in, how she is spending her time, everything is intentional. Everything is thought out. Everything is very pulled together because she takes care. Gives attention to everything. The details are important to her, and so quick decisions off the table. And the second thing that I am quitting in May is how I am spending my evenings. Now, personally, I love spending an evening on the couch, watching some television, chilling, whatever. But what I have found is that sometimes I am either on my phone really late, or I am basically just wasting a lot of time. I think that relaxing and spending time relaxing and spending time calming down after a long day, I think that's very important, and not everybody does that the same. But what I have found is that there are a lot of evenings where it's like, okay, either I'm on my computer really late, or I'm playing some sort of dumb game on my phone really late, or I'm checking social media really late, and I'm not really letting my brain calm down, relax, unwind. And sometimes I find myself watching TV shows that I don't really want to watch and that don't make me happy. They just sort of stress me out, but I feel like I need to watch them. So what I am working on, I don't know if I'm going to be able to completely quit it in 1 month. I think that this is a habit that I need to be progressively working on breaking down. I'm going to work on trying to spend my evenings in a more mindful way. Let's put it that way. Whether that is, oh, I'm going to read a book. Whether that is, I'm going to get things off of my mind, write things down that have been on my mind, like ideas for this YouTube channel or other content or other things that I'm inspired by. Working on those, on slowing down my quick decisions and actually thinking about them and getting them out on paper. Doing things that help me to slow down, that help me to improve myself while also helping me to unwind and helping me sort of slow down my thoughts. Because a lot of times what I end up doing is, I go to bed and my thoughts are racing, my head is racing, and I can't get a good night's sleep. My eyes are super tired, all this different stuff. And so I look at that and I think, what if I just changed my nightly routine? What if I just changed how I spend my evenings? And so that is something that I'm going to be working on. Personally, I find sitting on the couch and watching television incredibly calming, incredibly just like relaxing and blah, right? But how can I slow down? How can I actually slow down? Because a lot of times I am up rather late actually working and actually like putting more time in, which is sometimes required, but for the most part, having at least an hour to actually slow down and not be outputting something is very important in order to, number one, have a good night's sleep, which leads to, number two, having a more productive day the next day. So, those are my rich girl habits that I am going to be implementing into my life in the month of May. I hope you will join me in implementing these habits into your life. And again, if you are interested in embodying your rich girl era, your wealthy woman era, then I highly suggest that you subscribe because that is what we talk about all the time here on my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you oh so very much. And until we meet again, so long.